So now we're going to be jumping over to Space Haven. For those who have not seen Space Haven, it's basically the same kind of basic idea as RimWorld. The big difference between RimWorld and Space Haven is where RimWorld you get dumped on a planet.
Thank you Ruingor for subscribing for 11 months.
Thank you Rongor for the tier 1
Hi,
sub.
Rual.
The tier 1 sub. You've been subbed to the channel for 11 months, so I really do appreciate that continued support. It's really fantastic you could support the channel that long, and thank you so much. I do hope you're enjoying your advertisement-free viewing as well as access to the emotes. But, so Space Haven is kind of a, yeah, it's like RimWorld after you've left the world. So it does have a thing that's kind of, sort of-ish, a little bit like, Faster Than Light, where you go system to system, and you have to defend your ship sometimes. But it's not like you're trying to run from an enemy fleet or anything like that. You do have mood breaks, you do have needs, you do have all that handling. You salvage stuff to build your ships. So without further ado, there has been a major update since the last time I played, so let's take a quick look at the options to see what they have for accessibility. You can scale your UI, which I did previously. They have a colorblind mode, so if there are things that aren't clear with all that, you can do that. You can have optimization for zoom and bloom and all that kind of stuff, so cool. I went borderless, so I can click out of the window and not have it minimize on me. You can adjust the brightness to make it brighter or darker, so that's kind of cool. You have your basic sound settings. We can turn off edge scrolling or turn it on, which can be a good thing for people with motion sickness, that edge scrolling can be a problem. Planet size. I didn't realize there was a planet size to worry about. You can use a controller if you want. I don't see where this would be a good game for a controller, but, you know, it's got some good settings in there and all that. So, this is a game that is at its alpha still, but you basically have your starts that you can start with a ship that already exists and proceed to there. You can start with an abandoned mining post. They try and work that. And you have Small Hope, where an old friend gives you a ship. Because if I remember the story correctly, Earth kind of sucks. And you're just trying to make it out in the universe. And you just have your ship to do so. Or was Earth destroyed? Earth is basically not in a good place, is the important thing. Earth bad, trying to make it happen. Let's see. I was trying to remember. I want to say that this is if you want to build your own customized ship from scratch. I don't think I'm going to do that one. Well, that one's the most interesting for me. You end up spending your whole time building your ship at the beginning. That I don't remember. It's fine. So we'll go here, we'll give our ship our own name. Which, so we do our scenario. We're just going to do the basic one. I also haven't played in a long time. I'm going to choose medium. Medium seems like the neutral one, but you got difficulty settings. It will actually go through and tell you all of the stuff in here and what it changes, but, you know, there's that. And then you get your crew. So this is where we're going to be naming our people. So we have our first person who's going to be named. So this is Sniper Spice. We have Luxray. We have Dick Butte. And we have Yona Chick. Yeah, so it sits there. They give you some things, like it tells you your occupation, what traits they are, and what they do. I don't know enough about this to really have an idea of what we need. So if we look at our skills, so it looks like we're lacking in gunner, and we're lacking in industry, but everything else is fine. I don't remember the game well enough to know one way or the other how important any of this is, so we're just going to hit next. Alright. Okay. It didn't save names, I think. Yeah, let me check that in a moment. That's fine. So I'll pause the game, we'll go here. Probably had to like the check mark. Sniper. Vice. Cool. Luxray. Cool. Kiona chick. And cool. Let's mark those as done. Alright. So, as you can see, we have our like little ship here. I've got a shuttle that can go out and get stuff. We've got these little pods where they'll go and mine stuff. And otherwise, we got this. It is going to warn me that there's stuff I need to do. Let's see. You're finding yourself struggling with resources. Don't be afraid to start a new game. Modify the starting resources. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Close. Alright. So it's warning me that there's nowhere to relax. There's nowhere for tools, right? That stuff. If I remember correctly, this game is going to give me tutorials. But you'll notice I have all these different things nearby. And I could sit there and say, go ahead and mine these. Build a tools facility. Cool. Because I don't remember at all what I need to do. I need to make it so it scrolls more when I use the keybinds. Can I do that? Because that scroll is a really slow... Much better. Because that scroll was something else. Alright, so I need to go down here to our stuff. It was facilities, I believe? No. Tools facility. Okay. So a bunch of them should start building stuff. Should start mining. One of the other things I'll end up needing to do is check out this derelict. Do I have weapons? Yes. Who is our best shot real fast? Weapons 1, 3, 3, 2. So either Kiona Chick or Luxray. Undraft you. Oh, you're out and about. Draft, go here, pick up some weapons. Okay, so once we build oxygen and a gas scrubber, we'll do that in a moment. You're gonna get the big weapon. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Alright. And then Kiona will get a weapon when they're back from mining. Okay, so next up, it wants me to build the oxygen generator and gas scrubber. So we go life support. The oxygen generator gives us oxygen. Pretty straightforward. And the gas scrubber gets, I believe it gets rid of CO2? It gets rid of stuff we don't want in the air. Alright. You love this game? It's a fun game. The big issue with it is it does take a while for stuff to happen. Like, the big thing is you'll have your fighting and you'll go and you'll take a ship. And then the time it takes to break down the ship and do all that can be pretty slow. So what that is doing is we slow down the speed, and I find where we can have our walls, we can hide our walls. Alright, so once a thermal regulator. So remembering the view mode, so we have like the amount of CO2 in the air. We have the amount of oxygen, where we have vents, water vapor, hazardous gases, different areas that are isolated, available jobs, comfort, temperature, all that kind of stuff. So you get the idea. You've got all these different stats that you're trying to deal with to make your ship hospitable, just like RimWorld and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a thermal regulator and put it in here. But that's the whole thing you're trying to do is, like, make sure you have air and all that. You guys want to try Space Haven? Never did. It looks solid, but I think I'll wait for the full release. I don't think that'd be a bad move to wait. To be just, you know, just honest about it. Let's put this over here, actually. Because I've got a heater right there, so let's put it over there. But, because, like, it's got a lot of good stuff going to it, but there's also a lot of places where you'll feel the lack of content so far as, like, you'd get over time. Alright. Expand the spaceship's hull. Yep, so we can go down here and go build. Edit. We can build some more hull. I have no idea how much hull I should be building. That's fine. Did it actually confirm or did I cancel that? Okay. Okay. So crew members require beds and a toilet. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and do here. I go walls. Oh, right, that's not for building walls, that's for... Okay. Because then we'll start building the beds and all that out here. Oh, you're back? Hang on. Draft. You need to get your weapon. Okay, so everyone is armed. Alright. We'll have our bunk beds. And I won't need all that space later on for the bathroom, but for right now, this will be fine. Okay. Alright, so we want the vent open to let air through. We can go ahead and... put a door for the bathroom as well. But once we get a bunch of these figured out, I need to go over here and check the derelict. We might end up fighting some stuff on the derelict, and then we start tearing that thing apart for scrap to build more of my ship. And they all just go to sleep on the floor, as you do. But you end up doing a lot of the same stuff you do in RimWorld in regards to like making yourself sleeping quarters, a rec room, you know, a production room, that kind of stuff. That's one thing I actually wish more games would do is like The Sims when everyone is asleep. It fast forwards time really fast until it's time for everyone to wake up. I wish you had that option in more of these kind of games, saying like, no, go like full speed until they're awake. Hey, pretty pictures, how's it going? Alright, so we're back up. They all are eating their food. And then that's just what's on their schedule for their recreation time. Need some Windows, man? Oh yeah, we'll do that. Like right now we're still in that early phase where tutorials like build beds, build this, build that. No accessible path to the tools facility? What do you mean no accessible path? Right there. Okay, build lights for your crew. Yep, I forgot you need lights. Yeah, it's under all. Okay. Build a kitchen. Yep, that'll be the next thing. Food. This better not be an interesting looking game right after the Steam summer sales. I mean, I played on the channel before, but it is interesting, but it is alpha. So as a forewarning, it's a really cool game, but it does have not a whole lot of content going on. Why is the toilet so big? Well, there's the toilet, there's like whatever it's using to like clean the contaminants and all that, because we're in space. Like, you know, those liquids are important and everything. Hull stabilizer, that lets me have a bigger hull if I remember correctly. Oh, system, there we go. Yeah, so that's the hull stabilizer is kind of the limit of how big your ship can be. You need more of them. Then it has a upkeep cost. So if you want to make your ship bigger and bigger and bigger, there is a continuously increasing upkeep cost for doing that. But yeah, no, it's like when you go on an airplane, for example. They have like the little spot that's the toilet right there, but there's a whole bunch of infrastructure for that toilet. Versus like at your home, the reason you don't have all that extra infrastructure for a toilet is because you have, you know, pressurized water lines and everything that are providing that, and you have like a sewer line and all that kind of stuff. And then a lot of that stuff you need to... Unable to stabilize. Okay. Oh, there we go. It just took a moment. Establish water security. So we need water collectors or purifiers. So right now it's going to be water purifiers that I don't really have a means of getting a whole lot of water from someplace. That's facilities? No, life support. Where were you? Resource? Okay. Yeah, so water purifiers turn ice into water. Water collectors take water vapor and condense it. But I don't have anything that's making a whole lot of water vapor right now. Later on. Maybe your toilet is just really small. But yeah, no, it's just all the infrastructure, like all this stuff that you'd have here is handled in other locations, kind of thing. All right. Not a high capacity grid. So power. Yeah, so that's our generator. And they've got these power nodes. And so it's the idea here is if I put this here, any buildings that require to be on a power grid will have access to it. So it's basically, it's almost like the power poles in Satisfactory where you have the power pole and you can kind of connect. It's just I don't need to run wires to each and every individual one. You can just go over. I think I actually have to connect the wire between that and the generator, I believe. Or not. No, we're good. Oh, it wants me to build both. That's fair. Alright. So we can go here to resources. And then a water collector. Later on, I'll end up having water collectors. You can have hydroponics, and they end up creating a bunch of water vapor. There's a couple things, I believe, that create a bunch of water vapor, so you want those near them. What I might do is after they have this sleep, when they get back up, I might take the time real fast to have them run over and clear up that other ship real fast. Now I can start the process of disassembling the other ship. Oh yeah, I forgot there's schedules and work priorities and all that in this. Crew management, yeah, so you have like the things I'll prioritize and not prioritize. One thing I appreciate is they do look at like your characters effectively have a max potential in certain skill, as well as where they're at. So like they all have really high potential for research, but only one of them has decent capability for industry. They're all terrible at logistics apparently, which kind of sucks. So yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to hop over to the derelict pretty early on. And if we do look at our stats, we do have they're different basic needs. They're conditions, so you have like all the things that give them negatives. Awake, minus 14. I have been awake. That's pretty funny. You ate too much. You ate without a table. You can relate to that one. Yeah, it's just uncomfortable sleep. It's probably too cold in there, isn't it? We'll have to deal with all that. Okay, so let's grab all of them. Draft. Enter the craft. So craft is now drafted. So you dock our ship. You drop it back to normal time. Have them use the airlock over here. It's not what I want. Go grab the data log. And yes, I can just shoot through stuff if it's in my way. And as you walk around, you do reveal the ship. And once you revealed like 90-something% of the ship that's like deemed clear or whatever, then the derelict is considered like available, captured, whatever, for you to take it apart and whatever. It does look like we get another character when I go in there. And supposedly one of the big changes is they add a bunch of new enemy types in this update, which is good because there was only like 2 or 3 types in the past versions. Be quick, we're getting low on air. Top off your air real fast. Okay, so we'll have to come back and kill that real fast, but first we need them to get air. Alright. So we can kill that last bug. We can let this person out. Okay. Congratulations. The CNS Oblivion has been taken by the Cult of New Haven. Choose whether you want to leave your crew on and the shell drafted or undraft them all. Undraft them all. Okay. They should all be undrafted. I mean, they should go about what they want to do. Alright. You are now talking to the Cadius Shuriken. Where am I? I feel like I've been in hypersleep forever. I don't want to stay here. Can I join you on your journey? Yeah, we could use someone like you. Inform them they are free spider. Thank you. I'll do my best. Welcome to the crew. Alright, so let's pause for 2 seconds. Grab our new recruit. It's time to get our next person named. So this is High Ordinator. Oh, true. We'll be able to fit it all if I take the spaces out. Oh, true. Cool. So you're undrafted. You're undrafted. Yeah, so they should make their way off the ship. So transfer it all over. Salvage. Salvage everything. Don't bother cleaning or anything like that. Was that a leg? It was meat. Keanu was left behind because the shuttle only has 4 seats. So the shuttle should drop those 4 off. That should come back for Keanu. Alright, and our new recruit is going to be on a different schedule than anyone else. We're going to split up the schedule a little bit. Yeah, so let's just get information about various stuff. Crew management, schedule. All right, so let's pause this. We're gonna have two separate shifts. So you need 5 hours of sleep. So you're gonna get 5 hours of sleep here. Okay, so it's 2 free time after. No, it's 2 free time before, 1 after is what the game's recommending. So there's a work schedule that's done. You will have... When was I having you sleep? That's fine. Oh, heck with it. Alright. Everyone's schedule is getting wiped out, and it'll get set up. Because if you can actually get away with, like, sharing bunks kind of thing. You do it. So it's, do at the end. One at the beginning. Alright. Wait, did I get the last one? Oh, right. You could add template schedule. Yeah, that's right. Well, in that case, what I'm gonna just switch this out real fast. We'll just have 2 schedules for right now. So let's see here. We'll put 2 gets of free time there. 5 sleep. 1 there. So 3 different shifts. Which happens to fit perfectly. So... There we go. That way, I don't need to build, 5 beds. 4 beds is adequate. Because not everyone's going to try and sleep at the same time. Ultimately, I will want to have bedrooms and that for everyone in due time. But it's okay if it's not the case yet. Mine an asteroid. I'm already doing it. In the meantime, what I'm going to go ahead and do is... transport ice into purified water. You're already working on it. Okay. Because they give them a table so they can sit down when they go to eat. Alright. Storage. There's an asteroid cargo port designed for transferring bulk cargo between ships and stations. Cargo port. Body storage for when people die. Or just a straight up large storage. Don't really have room for it. I can work with that. So what we can do then is we can go ahead and build walls there. We can dismantle these line of walls. Hey, Peter North, how's it going? We're going to get you a shout out. Yeah, I think we've actually brought the Terraria run to an end. It was just, you know, people weren't really hanging out for it too much longer after that. Like, it did okay for a little while. Alright, so we're going job error because stuff is blocked. There we go. They're gonna take that wall apart and then it'll unfreeze. Cool. But yeah, for those who don't know Peter North, fantastic content creator on the platform, and something you should definitely check out. And what have you been playing lately? Says Fallout New Vegas, Overwatch 2, and Words on Stream. So if those sound like your jam, maybe drop over there. The water purifier is here. Oh, I see. Okay, build a recycler. Yep, I need to do that. Ability? No. Yeah, I remember you being giant. Okay. And eventually I'm going to need to expand the ship to make room for this. One of the things you can do is get yourself in trouble by trying to expand your ship too fast and then not having the resources needed. So what's happening in the meantime is you'll notice, like, the others are running around, like Sniper Spice has gone over here, taking stuff apart, loading them up into the shuttle. If we were to zoom out, you'll see, like, these ships are actually taking chunks of the hull apart. So we're just basically breaking down the derelict ship for parts to build our own ship. We'll get there. Now, this game doesn't have a concept of, like, wood versus iron versus whatever. Instead, it's like soft block, hard block. I don't remember if there's like plastic, like metal block. So you have like hull block, infra block, tech block, energy block, soft block. So it doesn't get down to like the wood and all those kind of things you do in RimWorld. Instead, they just have like, this is, so instead of having like marble block and stone block and or granite block, or whatever, it's just you have block. And then you have like an equivalent for like wood. And then you have like an equivalent for like fabric. So it still has those varieties. It just doesn't bother going into the nuance of the various smaller types. Oh, you need to be on a high power grid? That's fine. Okay, so once we build a navigation console and 2 hyperdrives. Alright, so we've got that built, so we can go ahead and expand our storage. Alright, so navigation's going to be an easy one. The engines are the tougher one, because if we look at the engines on this thing, the engines are not insignificant in size. I'm going to need to make enough room to shove that in there somewhere. And I do want to leave enough room for people to walk around. So, let's go ahead and start editing the hull. You know what I'm going to do? We're gonna do the wall thing over here as well. It's weird to me that they have like this back room here. And then like these tiny little walls that go around it. Like down the road, I'm sure I'll probably want to do stuff with that and whatnot, but right now, I'm not too concerned about that. So now we need to go to edit. We should build hull. So it needs to be 4 wide, 4 deep for that to work. So that's what I need to make the hyperdrive fit. And I believe the areas between them can overlap. So that might be enough for both our hyperdrives. I'm gonna head from here. I'm also gonna need more space up there. Let's make a hallway. This will be like navigation in the front. I'll have to rebuild the walls. Yeah, that's unreachable task right now, but it'll get sorted as they tear apart the walls. Okay. Now it does end up, like with the starting ship, I end up with something really blocky last time. When I did a run through where I actually went and started completely from scratch, I remember we got a pretty fun kind of exotic ship where I had like all my cabin quarters like facing this middle like cafeteria area, having windows everywhere. Like right now I don't have any windows. I believe they require an additional material than the regular hull pieces, which is fine. We'll just get there. All right, so objects, system, hyperdrive. There's our 2 hyperdrives. I can't remember if those are high power or not. I assume they would be. So walls. Oh, there's a light there, that's right. Let's move the light over. Gonna make the restroom its own little room, and then have all the rest of that in the front be like, you know, the bridge or whatever. Object not on high capacity, that's kind of what I figured. Alright, so power. That's gonna be a bit of a problem. I wonder if that'll be enough. We're gonna have to find out. If not, I'm gonna have to shuffle things around a little bit more. Because you have the idea of how much total power you have, and then you also have the idea of, is that power accessible where you're trying to get it? Alright. Honestly, dismantle those. Cancel that and cancel that. They'll just be like, oh no, wait, never mind. Don't cancel these. But go ahead and cancel that other thing over there. Because I forgot, that's still a bedroom for right now. And like I said, we'll probably later on we'll break that out so each person has their own bedroom. I think you can put some decorations and all that that make them happier. Let's go ahead and go here to there. Alright, so systems, so we need navigation console and an operations console. Cancel that spot. Put the navigation console over here on the right. And operations like that. And that way they could sit inside their little claustrophobic metal box. You know, that'll be fine. Okay, so people's moods are slowly dropping, so if we look at the oxygen chart... So it seems like oxygen is fine, CO2 is fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. It's fine. That's fine. Walls block discomfort to a good degree, but not completely. Okay, so there's various machines here that are causing discomfort. So that's all that back there. Temperature-wise, we're actually doing perfectly fine here. And in power, we're good. Yeah, that's less fine. Airlock blocked, coming. Oh. Because literally I've got too much junk piled up at the airlock that they need to put away somewhere. So I can't grab more stuff yet. Yeah, it's complaining that they can't reach that corner. Yeah, once they get all this built up here in the front... You wish this game had conveyor belts? Yeah. Yeah. But what I'm ultimately going to do here is once we get all this set up, we're going to go and try and make like an actual rec room or wherever you want to say for like the diet, like the kitchen stuff and all that, to get them to not spend as much time in the production area. Let's see, enable communications and point defense systems. So point defense is a new thing. We didn't really have to worry about that before. So we already have the operations console, but we need a point defense. Yeah, it should cover the front of the ship and most area around it. There's a mod for that? Oh, I'm sure there is. There's always a mod for everything. Yeah, so I can't reach the task because the chair's in the way. Let's move that one chair. Then they should be able to reach it. Right, they want a research lab and a research workbench. Alright, so. How are we doing on weight for the ship? We still are okay. You need high power, so we can go ahead and get that going. Alright. We're gonna need to edit the hull some more. Just make ourselves like a little rec room thing up here. We'll have to probably change its design a lot as time goes on, but risk of mental breaks. Yep, because everyone's like, I need recreation, I need this, I need that. It's fine. I guess you can put the research room in here. And then I'll put like a door on this side to go in there. Well, that's like eventually rearrange this machinery. Like that's the things I appreciate is this game doesn't do the thing where you lose some huge amount of resources trying to relocate stuff. You just straight up go, I want that over there, and they have to do the work of actually moving it. Yeah, because everyone's moods have been generally going down. Was it the HSS? Oh, it's Finlay. I was about to say, like, does that say finally? It does if you play hard difficulty. You have to scrap to that. Hey, Bad Space King. Thank you so much for raid. Let me go and get you a shout out. Bad Space King playing some. It looks like Twitch thinks it was Inscription you were playing, but I've been playing some Inscription, Blood Bowl 2, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and almost those kind of things. So if any of that sounds good, go ahead and check them out. Good times to be had over there. Yeah, I've actually said a number of times with a lot of these games, I appreciate that they do let you nowadays just go, move. You're doing train station renovation. Oh, I think we played that on here. Is that... No demon rituals this time? Yeah, I vaguely remember playing that. Is that the one that starts off presenting it like their World War I, World War II, like damaged train stations you're going through and you're like kind of bringing them back up? Am I thinking the right game? Or am I mixing that up with another one? Regardless, I do very much enjoy a lot of those games where you start out with a place in a horrible state of disrepair and you kind of slowly make them nice. So what's going to happen here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to have to step away long enough to throw my food in the oven. The good news is I've already got like literally all prepared. It's absolutely just pick up, put in oven. Probably mixing it with something else. Whatever you mix it with that sounds interesting. Yeah, there was a game that it was not this last Steam Next Fest, but the one before it. That the premise of the game, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but the premise of the game was it's coming out of the World Wars, and you know. It takes place, I want to say, in the United Kingdom, that like stuff's in like bad disrepair, things had gotten bombed out, and everyone's like kind of dealing with, you know, seeing how awful things were, and your character had planned to, you know, help fight in the war and everything, but for whatever reason, I can't remember if his age or whatever, couldn't. And so felt like they had really like let the country down or whatever. But then kind of found their calling in, there's all these places in this horrible disrepair and everything that you were just going through, like cleaning up where like the train station got all completely destroyed, so you knock out all the broken walls and rebuild them and make it nice. So it's kind of like a house flipper / hotel renovator style game, but you know, you're going into places that had been where wars had gone there. Now granted, they don't do like the Viscera cleanup crew where there's like all the gore and all that left behind, so much as it's just buildings in disrepair, but you know, because they were targets of that. And they also have like some really kind of scary things that you can find unexploded warheads and all that, and you know, are you going to go and take the risk of dealing with it yourself, or you know, bring someone to deal with it for you? So it's a pretty neat game. I remember it was a bit rough on the performance side of it when I checked it out, and it was still very early access, but it was at least a very interesting game. Okay, so it needs a research workbench and a research lab. We're critically low on hull resources. Don't worry, we're gonna get more hull resources. We're working on it. You know what you're saying? I mean, they still find unexploded things while doing things in Germany. Yeah, they actually find those in a lot of places that had really bad wars that many years later get revisited and just some of the stuff is still there. I'm gonna have to adjust that because I need the wall to be 3 wide, so we'll just go boom, boom, boom. Remember that popping up in your newsfeed last year? Yep. You can't raise more the oxygen levels. Basically, I don't have enough oxygen generators for the space that I've expanded to. But we'll get there. If Burn asks, do they know about Mother German fries? Gotcha. You did check. The game's called World War II Rebuild. It's fully released now. Oh, cool. I wonder, like, that was the thing. I had a good time when we messed it earlier, but it was one of those things that I'm like, okay, I wonder how it's going to go, like, where it's going to go kind of things. Because sometimes you have those games that look very promising, and then they just kind of rush to release. But yeah, like, I had fun when I played it. Alright, so we're running low on hull blocks, which isn't that big a deal right now. Because like I said, we're physically right now breaking the ship down for the hull blocks. And you can see like Luxray is in here literally knocking down walls. Hey, Infinity Simplex, how's it going? Alright, so it wants me to execute a hyper jump, but I'm going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say no is there is a ship over there full of juicy parts for us that we can, you know, go take advantage of. Can I do multiple at once? Can I just... No. I can only dismantle them all at once. Alright. So what I'm doing is I'm moving where we have, like, this affected, like, break room thing over here. One of your favorite new features they added recently is the game missions to build a station for NPCs. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you're talking about this game. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Like, I played this once before on the channel, a number of versions ago, and had a good time, but it was like a little limited on the content at the time. Alright, so the oxygen percent still seems to be okay for now, but it is warning me that, like, we're hitting what it can handle. Doing okay? How's the game going? Game's going good so far. Oh, we need more lights. So let's go ahead and go here. That was, what was it? Not systems. Furniture, that's right. So I'll put a light there in that room. A light there in that room. A light here in this room. Okay. Oxygen's fine, CO2's fine. That's all fine. So it's comfort, very negative. So like right now, yeah, so they're saying we're getting negatives because of those systems there. And temperature-wise, this area is too cold. It's just too dang cold. All right, so let's go ahead and fix that. So systems, it was life support. Put a thermal regulator in the wall. All right, and so let's go here to comfort. So yeah, so if I build the bedrooms up here in the long run, that should help. But I need to wait till we get more hull blocks, because then we can get rid of these rooms. We'll have like our bedrooms over here, away from all these negatives from all the systems. We can actually build it off this, have some rooms here, and then some rooms over there. What was the requirements for a window? Let's try and remember that. So it's just, oh, it's just a time cost? Okay, so that's... Let's see, don't you need something to change scrap into blocks? Yeah, this. The thing though is there's certain stuff we can get there. We can go ahead and choose recycle. So we will do... Oh yeah, so it's literally just all the scrap. So we can just go ahead and choose continuous, continuous, continuous. I forgot, like we built the thing, we just didn't have anyone running it. Alright, so the big thing is I need to get them away from here. You're having a mental breakdown. Okay, so you're just not willing to work right now. I forgot that the way this works is... things break from the temperature right in the get-go. Like, just being exposed to the temperature. Okay, so plenty of infra blocks. I would like you to actually build the thermal regulator, please, so this stops potentially taking damage. There we go. So now if we look at the temperature, it should quickly start warming up. Unattended tasks, they'll get there. Why are you taking damage? What's going on here? Okay, it tells us the utilization of these things. Unable to sleep, needs space. I mean, it's already solved, so don't worry about it. Why in spacesuits? I mean, they're running out and all that. Like, so that one, they're not in a spacesuit. Like, that one, they're not in a spacesuit. But as they're running out, they put the spacesuit on and all that. I have once again put that in areas that are inaccessible. We'll just do this. I'll go move that over here to make it accessible. And I would just put in our table here later. Alright, we're still waiting on the hull blocks. We have insufficient resource steel plates. Interesting. Hey, how's it going? Is this a new ship? Yeah, we just started a new run. This is like the tutorial start thing. I've done the thing where I build the entire ship from scratch. I was just concerned about how long it takes to do that before like anything happens. Let's see. You tend to build plants in those areas blocked by chairs. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I was trying to go for like the diagonals here. It's fine. I vaguely remember you can turn up the sights. Oh, you're still mining this. I'm surprised. I thought you would have been done mining by now. Did you unassign at some point? I had all that being mined. Maybe when I drafted them, it unassigned them? Be looking, but I support this game even though I haven't played in a long time. Waiting for that station mode. Or are they gonna have like a station mode where you can just have like your station that you build up from, and then stuff shows up and you have to deal with it? It's like your station will be attacked, and then that's how you get your supplies. You just deal with the attacking ships or you trade. All right, RimWorld in space, basically. I can get behind that. That sounds great. All right, well, I'm going to slow down time just a little bit here, chat. So bear with me. The game's still going to be running. I need to quickly run downstairs and throw my dinner in the oven, but I'll be right back up. So I'm not going to bother with words on stream because this one's going to be fast. It's literally pull it out of the fridge, put it in the oven, turn the oven on, and walk away. All right, so I'll be back in just a minute. Thank you again so much for everyone tuning in, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead and, forcefully run the ad now. Because it's going to come up in a couple minutes. Might as well have the ad run while I'm not here. So I'll be right back. And it just means there'll be a longer break to the next ad after this one. So I'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and set up a timer real fast. I can go ahead and do this. Alright, so I do have to wake up early tomorrow. That's fine. It's not super early, which is nice enough. Start new timer for my dinner. To make sure I go down there and actually get it. Okay. Alright, so sorry about that. Was just getting things sorted out for my dinner and all that. There is a small chance tomorrow's stream might start a little bit later than normal. Like, it's one of those things that if everything goes the way it's supposed to go, I shouldn't have to worry about that. But if anything goes longer than it's supposed to go, then it could very easily bleed over. Alright, how goes the terror part? Going pretty well. Almost all the walls on the outside are gone. Most of the inside's there, so we're getting pretty good on the gutted ship. Like, the game definitely wants me to be moving on to the next destination right now. I'm just not doing it yet. There we go. But we will get there. Alright. So the only reason I'm not building the area for the bedrooms right now is very specifically just because we're low on hull blocks, and I do not want to start working on the other stuff while we're low on hull blocks. Why does it seem like you're not... Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. I'm hitting the button thinking like the plus is how many people I'm assigning to it. It's like how many resources I'm wanting to take, and I want to take all of them. If it's not bolted down, it's mine and I want it. Okay. Now goes all our stuff. The oxygen is doing perfectly fine. CO2 is fine. Pollutants are fine. Water vapor is fine. The comfort is still a problem, because these rooms are into mild discomfort. Why do you have mild discomfort? The kitchen causes discomfort? Alright, come on. Really? Yeah, their sleep discomfort is that one, so we should be okay there. So that has sleep discomfort. So you have to deal with that. So far, all this seems to be the sleep discomfort, so this is fine. I was just surprised that the kitchen has such a severe sleep discomfort that's -20. Which is fine, because they're just going to put the bedrooms over here, and it should be good. Doesn't look like it has actually that much range. Temperature-wise, we're pretty much good everywhere. Actually, you're getting downright hot over here. Interesting. And they're good on their power grids. Let's see, I remember a button for seeing work and relaxation comfort, but I haven't played in a year. And he's probably just getting angry because he's in discomfort standing at that machine all day long and listen to it slap away at stuff. Okay, so you're about done mining. Salvage. So there's no salvage of that kind left. Get the rubble. Okay, so the derelict is basically done. Like, there's nothing more to be gained from it, really. Which is surprising, there's all these walls and all that. I thought those would get torn apart as well. I mean, it looks like it's mostly the windows. It's not that big a deal. There's not much left in that. We tore down all the walls. It might just be they changed it so that you don't fully annihilate the entire thing. Yeah, because salvage literally everything. Then there's just some rubble left. It's just interesting, like these ones, it's not giving a choice to disassemble them. And then when we zoom out, it's not showing under the salvage anymore. So it's kind of interesting that it doesn't show the salvage at all. Because I could have sworn it used to be, like, they'd even pull up the floor. Actually, no, I think that's right. You had to, like, claim the thing, and then you could disassemble this for extra materials, but it was generally not worth it because it would count towards, like, you have a space of how big your ship is. . The one with the T? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's something... I remember there's some way you could change the grid. Oh no, that was me just checking the rules. It was saying like whether or not we would permit this, that, or otherwise. Alright, well I mean, once we get those last 5 pieces, we'll have taken every resource in the system. There is literally no reason to stay here. You know that when you jump to hyperspace? Ah, that's right, because I remember there was something about that. Yep. Because they'll probably want, like, right now it's kind of centered on there. But I'll probably leave, like, the docking port all the way to one corner kind of thing. So I'll probably move it over and, like, extend the grid. Because I think that's a 4 grid, and I believe it was a 6 or an 8 was the maximum size. I just remember there was, like, an extra step required just to do that. Alright, so you're leaving. Alright, so now I gotta remember how to do this. Alright, so open the systems, menu, locate... Okay, that's right. So we go systems menu. I only have one choice of one direction to go, so we're gonna prepare. Okay, so we'll do it on demand. Auto system resident that will be set automatically according to the situation at hand. Sure. Alright, so we're gonna say Finley. Alright. I was just checking all things, so yeah. So that's set it to forced. Until it's ready. So it is a risky jump. Oh, because we're slightly over mass. Well, I don't have the hull stuff to... Sorry. I don't have the hull stuff to not make it a risky jump. Status in hyperspace. There we go. And you'll drop out of hyperspace here. Alright, drag and drop your fleet. I don't remember how to adjust the grid size. Was it down here? Yeah, that's right. So it's 8 points. I'm trying to remember. So I think you had to use 2 ships to take advantage of all your points. That 6 was the largest you could make it. Like a ship. And then the other 2 points you had to do something else. Because I wanted to just click and add those in, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Which is fine. Like, that's still going to be more than I can reasonably put in here right now. Did that just cancel it? Yes, it did. I had to choose apply. You can have multiple ships. Yeah, that's the thing I was saying, but... I can't make one ship that's 8 points. I can make one ship 6 points. Park in between them. Okay. See a star cluster. Yeah, so it's just gonna be advanced stuff. So bear with me for just a moment, chat. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to go put a... I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here just for a moment. And we're gonna go do some words on stream while I run down because my wife should be home. I need to pull dinner out of the oven, get all that prepped. That'll take me more than it took me to put the food in there. So bear with me for a minute because I'm gonna need to do that.